Gall, and welcome back to Valkyrie's Our Corner for a very special edition of Art with Vincent Van Gogh. I know if you're watching this after stream, had it goofy again. A couple weeks ago it was Bob Ross, now it's Vincent Van Gogh. So, I'm gonna wait for a few people to come back into the chat. Get that going. First things first, I'm going to fix this real quick. There we are. Wait for it to save. Please save. Alright, we're just gonna wait for a few people to come. Oh, I have 2 viewers already. Welcome. Welcome. Alright. So, can everyone hear me okay? Can sound balance is okay? All that fun stuff. Yes, I have my ear right here. Yes. Please feel free to just let me know that you're lurking. If you're just watching to watch, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. We're gonna have more stuff like this all the time. So, I know, I look horribly goofy. So we will be starting shortly on painting. All right. So, today we are going to be talking about the masterful Vincent Van Gogh. Yes, that's right, Vincent Van Gogh. So, before we get started on this painting, I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a background of who he was and who he was as a person. So, his full name was Vincent William Van Gogh. which is Dutch. He was born March 30th, 1853 and died July 29th, 1890. He was a Dutch post-impressionist painter who he was one of the most influential figures in the history of Western art. So just over a decade, he created 2,100 artworks, including 860 oil paintings, most of which date from the last 2 years of his life. So he did loads of painting. But he mostly he contributed to postmodern art. He was not commercially successful at all. And then he killed himself at the age of 37 after years of mental illness finally got to him, and depression and poverty. But he was born into an upper middle class family. Van Gogh drew as a child and was serious, quiet, and thoughtful. And then he grew up, he was a dealer, and and then he eventually, in 1881, he moved back in with his parents, and younger brother Theo supported him financially. So he ended up suffering from a bunch of psychotic episodes and delusions, and he was worried about his mental stability, and he often neglected his physical health. And most of his self-portraits, you'll see him getting skinnier and skinnier and more gaunt eyes. You know, he was just pretty much, yeah. So, but also, the thing is with this, he also cut off not his whole ear, it's a common misconception. He cut off the bottom portion of his left ear. And then he had a friend, and then how he did this, it's most common one that everyone knows about, is that he cut off his ear and sent it to the love of his life. That is actually a common misconception. What really happened is after he ended his friendship with one of his best friends, Gauquelin, it ended after a confrontation with a razor, and then in a rage he severed part of his own left ear. And then shortly after that, he went into the psychiatric hospital and spent most of his time there, which he created several pieces of art, including the one we're going to do tonight, which is Starry Night. So yeah, he was not very successful artist in life. He only really got super popular when somebody was like, holy crap, this was genius, So yeah, Van Gogh's paintings is considered one of the most expensive paintings in the world nowadays. But yeah, that's the short of Vincent Van Gogh. So if you have any questions, I can actually look up more information about him to kind of give you a little bit of input. So the painting we're going to do tonight is Vincent Van Gogh's Starry Night. He painted it in 1889 from a room in a mental asylum at St. Remy, where he was recovering from mental illness and his ear amputation. Starry Night has a lot of symbolism, stylized cypress tree in the foreground linked to death and Vincent Van Gogh's eventual suicide. Yeah, Vincent Van Gogh was actually one of my favorite artists next to Bob Ross. Some Pablo Picasso, wasn't a huge fan of his, but some of them. So yeah. But yeah, that's the basics of Starry Night. But yeah, he was a very deeply troubled person, and him being in the psycho ward created one of the world's most famous paintings, Starry Night. So if you happen to have a paintbrush and a canvas nearby and just some colors, it doesn't necessarily have to be the perfect colors, you can paint along with me. So yeah, and then we can kind of just chat and hang out while I'm painting. Hopefully this is firmly in place this time. So, how are you tonight, Anna Gamiacs? I probably want to take my bracelet off so I don't paint it. I enjoyed the history lesson. So tonight we'll need to start off with, because we're just going to jump right into it. Oh, also, if you haven't liked the video, please like the video. Let's YouTube know that I'm a cool person to watch. So yes, I'm actually doing pretty good today. I had a very good day. I got to do some work, all that fun stuff, kind of thing. So Vincent Van Gogh often painted his white canvases brown underneath, so I'm going to do a raw sienna. This is the thick body master's touch. And we're going to rub some of that all over the canvas. Now, I'm not going to humor you and sit here and laugh for hours on hours, because frankly that's what he did. In his room at the psych-ward, he laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed, and he was just mental. So yeah, we're just gonna paint this on here just to kind of get a solid background. Actually, I'll lift this up a little bit. That way we can get the whole canvas. Apparently he commonly wore the hat, and he wore just like a simple kind of shirt underneath with a button up. But yeah, I decided to do that because it was after he got admitted into the hospital is when he sliced his ear, kind of thing. So I just dipped my brush in some water to kind of spread the paint a little bit more. And how are you tonight, Joan Rose? Crypto. Shush. Shush. I'm doing post cut off ear. I did a little history on it. So for those of you just joining us, the thing with the ear bandage, so everyone typically knows the story as Vincent Van Gogh cut off his ear and sent it to the one he loved, but that's not true. It's not true at all. He got into a fight with his best friend and ended up cutting it off. I'm doing well. How are you? Yes, I already asked you how you were. So what I'm doing is this is actually the undertone for Starry Night. We are using this color right here, the raw sienna from Master's Touch. And we are putting an underlying base because he liked to work in awkward tones. So he typically would take some brown instead of taking a white canvas. He had just like the canvases he painted over, or he'd paint it with an undertone of brown. And by the way, I'm using my Bob Ross brush. Also, if you haven't liked that video, please like the video. Please, please, pretty please. Alright, get the rest of this put on. Thank you for joining. If you have questions, he should be wearing a white vest and stuff like that because he was put into a mental, well, he put himself into a mental institution. Can you guys hear me okay, or does it sound like my microphone's too far away? I'm just gonna move it over here. Give that a second to dry. And then we'll get started. So if you guys have any questions, okay, gotcha. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to ask or answer them if it's about the painting, about what I'm using, my techniques, or if you want to know more about Van Gogh. Actually, you know what? I will pull up some fun facts real quick. Just a second while that's drying. Alright, so let me pull this up. So he only started painting at the age of 27. Okay, his first painting was not the prettiest at all. Not the prettiest at all. Frankly, it was disturbing. No, it wasn't disturbing. It was an attempt to, it looked like a, be honest, a kindergartner painted. It's a flower vase with flowers. It's not very detailed. So yeah, he started painting when he was 27. The work of his legendary painter of this is a great example that it's never too late to start to follow your dreams. Following a series of failed career attempts, Van Gogh began his artistic journey. Another fun fact for all you other artists out there, do not get discouraged because he only ever sold one painting his entire lifetime. Only ever sold one painting, which is crazy. And it said the painting that he ended up selling was called the Red Vineyard, and that was the only one he ever sold when he was alive. And he sold the painting to another impressionist painter in a booch for 400 francs, equivalent to about $1,000 today. And it wasn't until after his death that Van Gogh became famous. So, how old was I when I began to follow my dreams? Well, I was probably 20 years younger than Van Gogh, so I was about 7. And the very first time I drew a tiger, I don't know if I still have that picture. My parents still have it. I don't know. They kept odd things. I drew a tiger, got entered into an art festival kind of thing, and it won first place. So that's when it kind of took off from there, and then I got into drawing animals, which for a while, horses were my favorite thing to draw because those are my favorite animals. And then I started drawing people, but I was having a hard time with them until I got into anime, and then anime just kind of went on from there, and that just kind of, thank you. But it kind of went on from there, and I didn't officially learn how to start painting until I was 17. My grandpa's the one who taught me how to paint, and yeah, he was kind of like my teacher, my inspiration to a lot of my paintings and stuff like that. He was not technically too proud of me for doing anime, boo, but yeah. And then it just kind of just from there on the painting. So I absolutely love painting. I love drawing. I've just recently got into digital art, which I love too. So yeah. That's still a little wet. It's okay though, we can work with it. So yeah. Let me pull this back up. So Vincent Van Gogh was very well known. I'm actually going to take some white and kind of outline where I'm going to go on this. Because I need to outline it to make sure I get it perfect. His techniques on painting and stuff like that. Oops. No swimming for you. No swimming for you. paintings took a dive into my water dish. Or my paints, not my paintings. So I'm using Master's Touch Heavy Body Acrylic Titanium White. He used to apply everything super thick and in short strokes, just like so. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. You guys can see that pretty good. And he would just flow with the shapes. It's okay, because I'll just go back over that. And that way we can get the shapes in place. And then we're going to be doing this a whole lot, because he was very well known for his short brush strokes. That up there. Sorry, I make sounds when I paint sometimes. And this is just kind of a basis of where it's going to go. It's not necessarily exactly what it's going to be. But yeah, it just kind of, it lets me know where I need to paint and all that fun stuff. So how's everyone doing tonight? I know I've already asked a few of you, but just in case for any of you new viewers that are popping on, just want to make sure everyone's doing okay. And a little star up here. A little star down here. So I will just FYI, I am not an impressionist artist. So I'm going to do my best at it. So that way, yeah. You guys can kind of learn with me. Because like I said, he does a lot of like short stroke lines and everything like that. Can you guys see that pretty well up on there? Because from what I'm seeing on my streaming device, I can see that it shows up for me, but does it show up for you? That's the bigger question. All right, and then we're gonna take some, this is one of the ones that took a dive, some thick body Master's Touch blue, and start in with our dark colors. And we're just going to layer them until we get where we're wanting to go. Actually, I'm probably going to add in a little closer would help. Okay. Just a little closer and turn it that way. And use my bucket a little closer. Oh. And then I'm going to add a little black into it. Kind of give it that dark undertone and make more of a dark blue color. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you. Yeah, there you go. So now we're just going to kind of just do some little chunky marks, just following around where he follows, just kind of follows the line a little bit, so. So it's gonna go on kind of clumpy at first, but yeah, it's just pretty much layer, 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 layer. First one. Let's see. And thank you for joining us tonight. If you're a new viewer or if you're somebody I know and you're on YouTube and you're from Twitch, don't get upset if I don't remember who you are. I just kind of need to be told who you are a little bit. Let's see what the other star is. Around here. So I actually had to do a little research into how he painted this, so I'm kind of out of my comfort zone a little bit, but I'm doing it for you guys. I'm hoping to do this painting some justice. Justice. And we're gonna follow this one around just like this. And as Bob Ross says, art doesn't have to be perfect because, yeah, this guy was mental. No, I'm just kidding. And then he just kind of followed wherever the lines went. So his lines are very like leady and glidey and everything like that. And maybe my poor aching head will get some pain going. And we kind of want these little gaps in between. So that way we can just kind of fill them in with color. So again, I'm just mixing some black and blue together. And then just kind of following my lines a little bit. And I'm following this up and over. So also, it's very relaxing. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. Like, I didn't think I was going to like painting it, but I'm finding out I really enjoy it. I might attempt to do more impressionistic art in the future, but we will see. But I plan on doing some like other famous artists and stuff like that, like Pablo Picasso. I've heard some funny stuff on him about his stuff. And then feel free to chat, and I'll kind of keep an eye on the chats a little bit, just to make sure I'm not ignoring anyone, answering any questions or anything like that. So sorry, I like to sing to my paintings. And don't worry if you're painting along with me, don't worry about messing up on it, because frankly you're just going to be layering. So some of the colors are going to be mixed and everything like that. So you see how I get more blue sometimes than the others, so let's see. I'm going to come up and around. And then come up and under over here. And make it kind of see. And I always wondered how Vincent Van Gogh thought when he painted this. I think maybe he was just painting the view from his room as how he saw it, rather than other people. So other than these dots, he also did some like dark movements over here where it's like this. which I'll be layering on that. Movements like this. And then more swiping movements like this. Some dark ones like this. And he doesn't do really too many long strokes. He does very short strokes. And now what we can do is add more white and blue together and just start layering. An ocean wave. Oh no, my hat. Well, yeah, I can kind of see that. But I gotta add on to it though. I have yet to do an ocean scene either, so that might be in the books for it. Let's see, is there any other? Let's see, these are like the rolling hills that are down here. So keep in mind, this is going to be my version of Starry Night. It's not going to be an exact replica, but yeah. Like those over here. We're just going to go through and just kind of layer this on. Make it a little bit lighter. Light tones in here. But I'm getting the gist of how he does his painting, so I don't see how he sat there and just did this the entire time, but okay. This sun all down through here. And his is just a layer effect, layer effect, layer effect. On here because, like I said, he just layers and he clumps and all that fun stuff. Gotta add more blue. I'm just gonna keep the blue and white up here. Hopefully he doesn't take another dive again. I think it's turned out pretty good. I have a shine on my canvas, so I can't really tell whether or not if it looks good or not. But I'm going to continue this forward. Layer, 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 layer. Light in here. Go around the star. The Valkyrie version of Vincent Van Gogh. Oops. Oh well, I'll fix that in a bit. If you ever hear like your tattoo artist say, oops, run. Yeah, if you ever, don't be surprised if you hear an artist say, oops. Except for your tattoo artist, yeah. Get a little bit lighter. Layer that around. Layer, 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 layer. Oh, a whole bunch of layers. Did you see how it's starting to come together though? And what we're doing is a slight wet on wet technique because should be using oil paints on this, but fun fact, I'm allergic to the turpentine that you use to thin it out, and I can't use it. So yeah, so rather than take a trip to the hospital, I am being safe and using acrylics. And eventually, like some people who do oils and stuff, they eventually build up an allergic reaction to oils. So yeah, oils are fun up until a point. But nonetheless, they put out really amazing arts. Also, another fun thing about Vincent Van Gogh is that yes, he was an alcoholic, he was a drug user, but he used to get headaches a lot, and the only way he could figure out how to fix them was to drink wine, but the wine that he was drinking was actually contaminated with lead, so that's what was causing the headaches, but he kept getting more drunk and more drunk and more drunk to try getting rid of these headaches, even though the wine was what was causing them. Put this on here. I am very much out of my comfort zone with this because I'm just kind of plopping stuff on here. And yeah. And I like to have at least some order in my paintings, whereas his has no order. It's very impressionistic because that's what he was known for. Kind of follow this around. What you guys think so far? Do you like it? Otherwise, I could just stop and go to another painting. Looks like a magic spell. I like it. Please finish it. Okay, good, good, good. I'm glad we're on the same page here. I just need to go back and fill in some of these areas up here. It needs more blue. I might have to go with a different blue because it's kind of blending in a little bit. I'm going to go with a little bit of teal to kind of change it up a little bit. Like a tealish green. Let's see. Ah, there we go. That makes a pretty color. eventually, like, I know it sounds kind of corny and kind of a pipe dream a little bit, but I eventually want to have my own little, like, art show. Yeah, I know, like the flow of the wind and everything like that. It, like, yeah. But yeah, I eventually wanted to have my own art show to where I could just have like an hour on like PBS, like Bob Ross and everything like that, and just have so much fun. Because I love painting, and I love painting for people, and I love educating people and everything like that. So yeah. Down, get some more in here, just kind of that put up around here. And the brown does really good with like setting up the background. That'd be pretty cool. Time to storm PBS's front door. Yeah, and the thing is I think they actually want you to, I haven't really looked into it recently, but when I did, they want you to make your show at home first, and then you send in all the final product and everything like that. So that's where editing comes in, and I'm not a very good editor, to be frank. So eventually, if I do make a living from it and stuff like that, I'll need to hire an editor. I think it's looking pretty good. We're just layering and layering and layering and layering. So many dots, so many dots. So what you're telling me is Valkyrie's Art Corner can be famous right now? Yeah, it's for the most part, but they have to have like quality production and everything like that, and I don't have my own studio per se, but that's something I want in the future. Just be able to like have my own recording studio to where I can keep all my art stuff and everything like that, so I don't have to worry about nothing getting lost or having to search around for stuff and all that fun stuff. But if you'd like to contribute to help buy paints, because paints are super expensive, I do have a donation button on my About page. PVS? No, PVS. I'm about to get into the fun parts in just a second once I get the majority of this brown stuff covered. I think if I leave some of the brown stuff, because it shows that there is some brown like coming through it. And see here, he kind of used a little bit longer strokes, but still short strokes. It's still layered. Painting is super relaxing. I absolutely love it. Like if I'm upset or I just need a quick pick-me-up and stuff like that, then I'll come to painting all the time. Or drawing, one of the two. And once I get this lighter tone on, I will actually get some darker tones in there to make up for the wind. I have no clue how long it would have taken him, because back then I would think they would need to make their own paints, or the paints were super expensive or stuff like that. It's just a lot of simple shapes and strokes and all that coolio stuff. And thank you to the 8 that are watching. I appreciate the support and the love you're giving me tonight. White in here. I'm going to end up going through a whole lot of paint here. Dark colors to kind of make some shape. I think that's coming out pretty good. And I gotta get some white up in here. Actually, I gotta mix that with yellow. Don't take it out. Ooh. If you have any questions on like colors I'm using very muted colors. Kind of like right here, I'm using Naples yellow. It's not exactly bright, but it works. Because like I said, back then they didn't have super bright colors. Yellow was super expensive. Even now, like just for a small tube like say this size, compared to this, it's like $17 because they actually use gold in it to make it the color that it is. Get some stuff off my brush. I got a lot of paint loaded up on it. Dot this in. Get some yellow in there. Yellow, white mix. Just kind of layer it. And then, I think there's more yellow in this one. Which I'm going to have to go back around with the blue because it's a little bit smaller. You know what? I think I actually missed a star down here, so I'm just going to layer this on top. Seeing as that's dry enough, so. And that's one thing I like about acrylics over oil is that you can actually go back and kind of paint it a little bit on top of it, so. Super yellow in the middle. This one actually is a little brighter yellow, so I'm actually going to bring in more of the brighter yellow. It's a little bit more opaque yellow. Just go around in circles, just patting this in. White. White glove up here. Hey Aiden, how are you? Hope you're doing good. Right now we're just painting a little bit of Van Gogh. And if you're doing something like this in art, you can just show your teacher this. I'm gonna kind of leave that alone real quick. Actually, I need to add a pinch of red into it so that way I can get more of that orangey tone that he has in some of these stars. Actually, he has it more so for the moon. Come around like that. So that's where I'm going to probably need to let it dry just a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to need to let that dry just a little bit. How are you doing tonight, Aiden? I know it's probably your weekend and stuff like that. Have anything planned? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It is greatly appreciated. And thank you for stopping by. It's very nice of you. All right, see you later. And then we have a little star up here that we need to put in. Some white on that. And there's a lot of white on this one. Down. Nope. Okay. I guess you don't want to stay on my plate. That's okay. Aiden's an awesome little guy. He's always coming into my streams and stuff like that and throwing me some new ideas and everything like that. So, yeah, I'm always happy to see him when he pops in. And see, the brown actually helps complement the stars. Here, and then this one right here. Oh, and I see some brown here, little swirly swirls. So I'm gonna add some of that in just to kind of go with it. You should see my palette right now. It's like really messy. And then there's like this white blue mixture down here where he's kind of just doing long ways down this way. Oh, I got some red in it, but that's okay. We'll work with it. White going in here. Let's see. And see, the awesome thing about this is that, like, even if I mess up on like the proportions of it, it'll still be my own painting, but it'll still reference the Starry Night theme. And see, this is how sometimes a lot of people learn how to do art too, is that they try to copy others' artists' work, and some of them turn out a little better than the actual paintings because of how somebody's take on it. Oh. Some darker blue up here. And then he has some like green, like light green down there. So now I'm gonna have to make some light green. So look how messy that is, because I'm just mixing in a whole bunch of stuff. yellow green down here. In this little corner. Yellow lines in there, kind of make a loopy loop. And then I realized he continues on with the blue down here as well. Some teal here. And then some light green over here. Yellow green right here. And then I'll rinse that off. I'm going to get like a dark brown going in the background for the tree. So it's going to come down like, make sure I'm getting this right. Put some more black down. Hopefully that's not one of the ones that fell. The yellow one that fell. Okay, I don't think I really need yellow too much anymore. Like I said, this is my version of Van Gogh. It's not a full-blown exact identical copy. Looking good so far? Not just a muddled mess. Brown. And see down here he kind of like, I shouldn't say lost track of like the design he was doing, but he kind of went a different direction with the lines. Oh, I just realized there's some green in there. I'm gonna throw some green in. Brighten it up a bit. It kind of gets lost. And I really need to strike a brown that comes down this way. There we go. All we're doing is just layer, 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 layer. Oh, And then this little line, sideways line thing down here, kind of make the ground. And then he does some like little houses in the background a little bit. Oh, wait a minute, I need to put more blue down. Let's see, and he kind of goes bluish, a little bit more bluish where the town is. With a bluish green color. Or he kind of just looks like he just does this little twisty thing back in the back. See, I'm just rotating the brush while twisting it. I need some yellow, some green. And then, alright, he's got this little red and blue house over here, so he has like a tiny swirl of red right here. I think I need to add some white to that. Here we go. And then kind of like a bluish red kind of house down here. I give the man kudos for doing what he did, because like it is really hard to do impressionistic art. I'm trying to get in here and do some like non-major details so that way when I go back in there I can. Let's see. Does a light blue color. I think I need to get more white on here somewhere. Nope. Nope. You guys still hanging there with me? I'm not boring ya. Like some of these colors, I'm kind of curious as to how he got them. And he has this weird red one down here, but I might have to chop that in with some blue and green to kind of see where that's going to go. Then I might have to wait for it to dry just a little bit before I add any. Oh, not bored? What's on next on the dry? Next week, if I can manage it, I'm going to do probably something from Pablo Picasso. probably have to let this dry just a little bit before I continue with it. Kind of getting used to a style a little bit, just to layering on, layering on, layering on. I'm gonna rinse this off, give this a chance to dry for a minute before I start adding any more houses, because I don't want everything to get moved. So it looks pretty good so far. Actually, you know what? I need to add more blue. There. See, there's always something else you could add to it. The moment you think you can stop, you have a stopping point to kind of just let it chill a little, and then it's like, nope, nope. Gotta add this. And I'll get to adding the town in just a minute. Alright, I think it's turning out better than I thought. See, now I'm just poking at it. All I need to do is draw on a couple of roofs and everything like that, and it'll be done. Oh, wait a minute. I realized I forgot some yellow in here and some red. Oh, I'm surprised this is still wet up here. We worked on that a while ago up there. I think it turned out better than I thought. Yeah, it's my rendition of the Starry Night, not an exact representation because I don't have the pure colors that he has. So it's kind of like, yeah, my version of it, but it's okay. Yeah, I just gotta let this dry a little bit, get some houses on here. Like, here's another red roofed house down here. I'll just kind of imply that it's there. With some green lines. Yeah, this is an impressionistic piece anyway, so it's just like I could just kind of plop it on there and it'd be okay. Bright blue houses. orange color down here. Try to get some more yellow on top. There we go. And then it looks like a couple bright highlights right here to kind of make it seem like there's houses there. And then a couple splotches of yellow throughout to kind of give it like a light effect. I have only been doing this for about an hour and 17 minutes. Wow, I thought it was going to take a heck of a lot longer. Windows. Red throughout here. Up here. Right there. And then you can rinse this, get a smaller brush, do some black outlines to get some more solid color. I think that's looking more and more like it. Get some more of that bright green over here. Kind of swirly dirly dirly that. It really was a genius. Like, I'm not having to do really any shapes, but you guys can see from up there, like, every shape that it's implying, which is amazing. And I think we're done. Let's see. Yeah, I got that orange in there pretty good. So yeah, I think I'm done. So what you guys think? That is Vincent Van Gogh's Valkyrie's version of Starry Night. I didn't do it justice, I do know that, but so yeah, I'm definitely gonna have fun with Pablo Picasso's next week. I'm gonna move this back over here. Keep that pulled up. Oops, that's too low. Hello. Oi. Did I actually knock one of my stuff over? Yes, I did. Wah! So yeah, now that I can take this off a little bit. Throw that over there. Repair my ear. Whew, my hair is a mess. I'm kind of undressing over here. So yeah, that's my beautiful painting. I'm definitely hanging that up on the wall because I have never done anything like that. So I'm just going to kind of review a little bit. If you're catching this at the tail end of it, short strokes, lots of swirling and everything like that. So short strokes, smaller brush to put all the details into it. And yeah, I mean, it frankly wasn't too hard, but it was different from what I'm used to. Because like I do stuff like Bob Ross and everything like that. And yeah, right, it was fun. It really was fun. If you decide to do your version of it, you can either attempt it on your own or follow along with me by rewatching the video, that kind of thing. But other than that, that's really it for tonight for me. That's all I had on the agenda. But I will be streaming again Monday. Monday night is game night, so probably Monday night I'll be streaming Persona 5. Depending on if I can get my Elgato to work with me. Wednesday is You Pick It, I Draw It, which is a digital art pad. And then Fridays are traditional Fridays, so I'm going to start incorporating certain characters into it. Yeah, Persona, yeah. So I'm going to start incorporating characters like I did with Vincent Van Gogh. And then I did Bob Ross the last time, which that was super fun. If you want to check that video out, I had a big old fro on and everything. I was super embarrassed to even come on camera for it. So yeah, other than that, remember to like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about me to come watch the video. I'll be more than happy to answer questions. If you guys have any concerns, you can actually get a hold of me on my Discord. Let me copy and paste you a link. Let me get on here. I'll post my link in the chat. Come on, load, load. So that way you guys can join me and hang out and find out new stuff. Let's see. So that way if you want to contact me directly, like I said, for art questions or anything like that, so that way you can get them answered pretty quickly. I'm pretty much like glued to my phone for the most part, so when I watch that. But yeah, feel free to join me there Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern. There may be a few times where I might do it a little bit earlier, but other than that, thank you everyone for joining, and I will see you guys later.